So the final whistle has just gone at Villa Park. Blackburn Rovers return from the international break, and it is yet another defeat. 2-1 loss to a very, very good Aston Villa side. We've got to give them credit first and foremost. They started the game in explosive fashion, taking the lead nice and early. Tammy Abraham with a bit of a tap-in after some good build-up play by the Villa forwards. To be honest with you, it could have been more. It could have been more at the end of the first half. They created many chances. And if we're completely honest, we were lucky to escape half-time with just the 1-goal deficit. Rovers offered very little. In fact, I think, no, to be honest with you, I'll take that back. We did create a couple chances. Craig Conway had the best of our chances, and his effort was put against the crossbar, and if that had gone in, that would have really put the game on its head, because Villa looked home and dry, and on some stages it looked like exhibition football. A lot of fancy footwork. I don't watch Villa much. The only time I watch Villa is twice, 2 games a season, and that is when they take on Blackburn Rovers. But there was a lot of flair, nice little dinky touches, not just by Grealish, but by a lot of the other players. John McGinn, what a player Aston Villa have on their hands. And it does. I was listening to the Rovers commentary. You know, we were in the mix to sign him earlier in the start of the season, and he would have been such a beauty to have within our midfield. But unfortunately for us, unfortunately for Villa, they have him, and they're going to need him. I think moving forward, the way Villa are playing right now, they're pretty much. I think they're nailed on for a playoff spot. Hopefully for their sake they can go one better and go all the way. They obviously are a Premier League side. They've been dragged down by a lot of the managerial roller coaster, or the managerial merry-go-round. Can't get my words out. Obviously, a lot of managers over a huge short space of time has not done them any favours. But anyway. Yeah, back to the game. 1-0 up. Tammy Abraham, Aston Villa half-time. Then the second half came, and we started a little bit more a little more buzz in our step. We actually forced them to rethink their whole strategy a little bit. But for Aston Villa's sake, they did actually get the second goal of the day, and it was the big fella at the back, Tyrone Mings. I think it was, if my memory serves me correctly, was it? Does it originate from a free kick or a corner? It's definitely a set piece. It was a big old powerful header by Tyrone Mings, and that made it 2-0, and that was pretty much game, set and match. However, not so long after that, we did have an opportunity from a free kick, quite close range, and obviously the big man, Charlie Mulgrew, returning, the captain, fantastic himself, was there on hand to take it, but he didn't get it in the back of the net. He forced their keeper, Steer, for a bit of a parry, and who was on it? A goal machine at the moment for Rovers, Amari Bell. That's what's it, scored his third goal of the season. To make it very, very interesting and a nervy final stage to the game, 2-1 at that point, and then Rovers started throwing it all at it. We made changes, Dak and Graham coming off, Brereton and Joe Rothwell coming on. Now, I'm going to say this, and it's going to probably not be the best news for Rovers fans, but I think we should be focusing. I know Dak's amazing and all that kind of stuff, but let's kind of look forward ahead a little bit, and let's say Dak does go. I think we've got a quality player in Joe Rothwell. We do. I don't know why the reasoning he doesn't get as many starts as he does, or as much minutes as he does. But we need to focus. I think if we can build a team with him in it, Ben Brereton as well, I think we could have something tasty. I know we've got some veterans on our side, Charlie Mulgrew as well, Danny Graham and all that kind of good stuff. But if we can kind of craft a new team for next season, take the pre-season and the rest of the season, and kind of experiment a little bit with Joe Rothwell starting, maybe Joe Rothwell and Bradley Dack. I don't know, maybe just mix it up a bit, because he brings so much. Whenever he has the ball, he's driving forward, pushing, getting into spaces, creating opportunities that a lot of other players don't seem to have that urgency to get forward. It's quite frustrating to watch us trying to push forward. There was a lot of sideways, backwards passing, Jason Lowe-esque today, and especially in that final 10 minutes. But yes, that goal did give us a bit of hope, but ultimately Villa held on. We did have quite a few chances. Brereton looked good. He had a couple of little incidents within the box that on another day could have had a penalty, but ultimately didn't. Villa held on. They take on with 3 points, and that will secure their spot in the top 6 for this week. I don't know how close the situation is in the table. As for Rovers, obviously it is now mid-table obscurity. I think we're good enough and secure enough to be here next season, but let's just kind of build on this. It was a good performance, shitty first 45 minutes, a better last 45. Let's take this positivity and kick on forward to the end of the season and into next season. I think Mowbray has got to start thinking about that and kind of wielding the axe a little bit, and maybe you know, being cruel to be kind. Get rid of some of these players that have been with us since the relegation campaign. I think we need to kick on and then start to bring in players that can impact Rovers here and now. Anyway, I'm going to let you get out of here. A little bit later on, we will have a detailed review of this match and hopefully get some fan input from the old Aston Villa fans. We'll hear what Mowbray has to say and all that kind of good stuff right here on the channel. So if you're new, make sure you smash the subscribe, and if you like this video, of course, give it a good old thumbs up, even if it is a defeat. Until I see you again, thumbs up, subscribe,